The call went out. We have to go to Dunkirk. Ready on the stern line.
What are you doing? You know where we're going.
Into war, George.
I'll be useful, sir.
One of ours. He's on me.
I'm on him.
The ship's about to leave.
Down you go.
They need to send more ships. Every hour the enemy pushes closer. They've activated the civilian boats. Civilians? We need destroyers.
Welcome to Kermode Uncut. Dunkirk is in cinemas at the moment, and I imagine most of you have seen it. One of the things that's been said about Dunkirk is that it is the definitive movie about Dunkirk. Christopher Nolan, talking in interviews before the film was released, said that one of the reasons he wanted to tell this story was that it hadn't really been told before on screen, although of course that's not true. Dunkirk has been represented on screen many times. You know, right back to 1942, we have the multiple Oscar winner, Mrs. Miniver, which of course does cover the story of Dunkirk and the flotilla of small ships going across the channel for that rescue mission. Go a little bit forward, 1958, Leslie Norman, father of Barry Norman, directed Dunkirk, in which Richard Attenborough, who at the beginning is a character who's kind of profiteering from the war, learns that there is more to life than money and develops a kind of a dignity, a sort of plucky courage during the course of the movie. Then more recently, I think 2007, we had Joe Wright's Atonement with that astonishing single shot on the beaches of Dunkirk in which we follow the central character through all these extraordinary scenarios. It's an amazing shot. And then even more recently, we've had Their Finest, which is just coming out on DVD this month. The whole plot of Their Finest is they're making a film which is meant to be morale boosting based on the miracle of Dunkirk. There's that wonderful sequence in which Bill Nighy's character sort of wanders into shot and messes up the shot of the Dunkirk beaches.
Thank you. Cut.
But all of those films now seem slightly secondary to Christopher Nolan's Dunkirk, in the same way that Steven Spielberg's Saving Private Ryan has become the definitive version of D-Day on screen. I mean, in fact, there have been great versions of D-Day before. You think about movies like D-Day 6th of June or The Longest Day. All of those now seem like footnotes to Steven Spielberg's blockbuster, which is an extraordinary film which in many ways changed the face of war cinema. You think about movies about the Vietnam War, I mean, which is your favourite? We have Platoon, we have Coming Home, and of course Apocalypse Now. Or going further back to the First World War, you think of a movie like All Quiet on the Western Front, which significantly Christopher Nolan said was one of the touchstones that he used when he was making Dunkirk. Now, I do think Dunkirk is the definitive movie of those events, but from your point of view, what's the definitive war movie? What's the movie which most perfectly captures a particular moment, a particular event, a particular war, a particular campaign? What's the film which you always go back to and think of as the definitive war movie?
We shall fight on the beaches. We shall fight on the landing grounds. We shall never surrender. We shall never surrender. We shall never surrender.